when you're trying to emote during acting, one of the best tips is to learn your lines so well that you don't have to worry about them. So a lot of times people don't really read their script or go through their script as many times as you can. And it's kind of difficult to focus on emoting on your face if you're trying to remember your lines.
This is episode 55 of the Arts Academy podcast, How to Emote During Acting, hosted by Victor Varnado and Roxxy Haze.
Everybody, welcome to the Arts Academy podcast put on by the New York Alt Arts Academy, where we teach you everything about entertainment and the arts. I am Dean Victor Varnado. This is Deputy Headmistress Roxxy Haze.
That's
Say
me.
Hi. All right.
What's up?
Yes, join the show, Deputy Headmistress.
I'm in there.
All right. So today what we're going to talk about is acting and emoting, something that Roxxy seems to know a lot about. I don't even know how you're going to teach this on a podcast.
I don't either.
Didn't you suggest it?
No. Okay. So this was actually.
Yes, you did.
Well, this was a request by someone from our study group, which is our Students of All Arts Academy on Facebook, and they actually requested both of these. So both of these are requests.
Okay.
So I did kind of the same thing that Victor did. I was like, how can I teach this? Because this is something that, like, when you're learning acting, is very like in your face. You're doing exercises, you're kind of running things. So it's like, let me look up some tips maybe and read through those and see if those would help. And then kind of tell you guys what I do. And let's see how this goes. It's either going to go great or terrible. No in between. So let's figure it out. Okay. So one of the first tips is, when you're trying to emote during acting, one of the best tips is to learn your lines so well that you don't have to worry about them. So a lot of times people don't really read their script or go through their script as many times as you can. And it's kind of difficult to focus on emoting on your face if you're trying to remember your lines. So whatever form of acting it is, try to know your lines first so that you can project that on there.
I think that's a good note.
To know your lines.
Definitely. I'm with you.
Do you have any tips on how you remember your lines?
Yeah. I mean, one thing that really helps with memorizing lines is if they're written well, like if they sound like a real conversation, like if one line leads to another naturally, that really helps. For instance, like when you just said, hey, do you have any tips on remembering lines? And I said, one thing that helps is, because those lines would be easy to remember because one's a question and then the answer makes sense. So it makes lines easier to remember when things make sense. The hardest lines to remember is just like where it's like random information. A lot of scripts are written like that too. Those you have to find how one leads to the next. But for me, like I think about the logic between the lines. Like if it's a conversation, then the logic is usually easy to follow. And then sometimes I'll break it down into section like, oh, here we're talking about coming home. Here we're talking about parking the car. Here we're talking about how bad the meal was. So if those, like breaking it up into sections helps you remember.
You break your script up kind of like how you do a set list almost, right?
Exactly.
That's really cool. That's cool. I never thought about it like that. That makes sense. Look, helping.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Roxy. You're so welcome.
One of the next tips is keep it simple. A lot of times the reason that acting looks bad is because they're doing way too much. The actors that we like just think of an actor that you like who do I like? I don't like anybody. Denzel.
Denzel has two ways of acting.
Okay, he's not a good example. Idris
Elba. I think he is a good example.
Well, because he keeps it simple.
Well, I mean, he has a way of acting when he is like, actually like really serious, and then he has a way of acting when he's in schlocky movies.
Yeah.
Like his Equalizer acting is way different than his Malcolm X acting. So
completely different. But a lot of times, like when people are trying to you're trying to convey that you're sad. Like I've seen people do like this and they're if you're really sad, like when you're actually sad in real life, you don't do all of that. You know, that looks weird. So when you're trying to act, or you're trying to portray an emotion, just think of how you portray those moments in real life, because that's what acting is supposed to be, is making people believe that what's happening in front of them is actually real. So keep it simple. A lot of people want to know how to cry on, I don't know why that's always like a thing, like learning how to cry on command.
I mean, it is a thing. It is helpful in acting, so people do want to. I get why people want to learn that.
That's always like the main thing that people ask me is like, how do you cry on command? And this is like the tip that everybody gets: just think of something really sad. So like you pull from real life, because once again, you're trying to make people think that whatever's happening in front of them is real. So pull from something from your real life and just kind of let it come through you. So let's see if I can cry on command right now.
Really? You're gonna cry?
I can.
Right now?
Yeah, go ahead. Talk, Victor. I bet I can make myself cry. Let me see if I can.
Oh, okay. Hey guys, have you ever met my friend Roxy? She's a big poop head. She looks like a big poop. She has poop on her face and poop in her butt, and a butt full of poop. She's poopy butt. Poopy. You poop. You're just a
see
big
the tears?
Poop. Yeah, she's got real tears.
Yeah, I can.
because of my
poopy butt.
Horrible insults.
So like one of the ways that kind of helps it is like kind of making your breathing erratic, kind of almost sending your body in a shock a little bit, like you kind of mess up your breathing a little bit. I try to shake a little bit, and then I'm just like, all the breakups, everyone that's ever hated me, and just like let it consume me, and then it'll come out. So you can't see the tears as much, but you can kind of see.
Also,
my eyes are kind of red.
Also, a very technical way to do the same thing is keep your eyes open and start a yawn in your mouth. Don't actually yawn, but just start it with your mouth closed and keep your eyes open. And when it gets up in here, it starts to make your eyes tear. Yeah, start your eyes tearing.
But I also just like to feel bad, so
I mean that's true too. But I've done that before scenes. Like I just open my eyes and start a yawn before I start acting, because then when the scene happens, I can actually do everything much quicker. Do you know how to? What are you face are you making? What are you doing?
Yawn. For those of you that are just listening, I was trying to hold the yawn as he suggested.
Is that how you yawn? Is that how your face looks when you? When I start a yawn, I don't even have to open my mouth. It's just like something I do with my cleft palate at the top, which starts it happening, and then it makes my eyes water.
No, I guess I yawn dramatically. So yeah, that's how I yawn. No one yawns like that. So that's the next tip. Leon, you
no
don't
offense.
yawn like that.
No offense, but when you half yawn, you look like a sex doll. No big deal. No offense, but that's what you look like.
All offense.
Do your yawn again.
Oh God, I do. It's the lip gloss. It's the lip.
It's so funny.
I don't want to look like that. Hey, we don't need 3 laughs, Leon.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
No.
I'm sorry, please keep going.
So we said, remember your lines.
Right.
And then pull from something traumatic.
Definitely.
Don't worry about embarrassing yourself. That's a good tip. And that's with improv too. Like sometimes people will feel like they look stupid, so they don't want to really commit to it. So now it's like commit, be sad. If you're sad, be all the way sad, like show it in every part of you. So use your body. I guess that would be the next tip. Like use your body face to.
I agree. And I know you have problems with that sometimes. Remember the other day when we were making voices on the show and you wouldn't like go out and do it fully?
Well, I've been practicing now. I'm like, nah, next time I'm on the spot, y'all are getting it.
Okay, do a voice now.
Stitch?
Yeah, do Stitch.
All the way. You saw the face. The face was in it. You commit to it. That was Happy Stitch. I was like, nah, you're not going to play me next time.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Gonna play me next time. Another tip, like I was saying, like use your whole body. Don't be afraid to commit. That also means like using every part of your face. I think a lot of times, like when people are trying to be angry, they're just thinking of angry, like in their voice or their tone, like I'm angry, so I'm gonna yell. Like, but it's also like your eye, when you're angry for real, your eyebrows kind of furrow, or you kind of squint a little bit. There's more intensity in your eyes. Like, think about all of those parts of when you feel an emotion.
Yeah, I'm the type
so
of
weird
person, when I get angry, I get quieter.
Do you?
Yeah.
So you just like,
I mean, I would just be like, what's happening here?
What's going on?
Yeah, that's just, I get quieter.
When I'm angry, I want to fight. And then there's always like, different, like, are you enraged? Are you like upset? Are you just like hurt? What is the emotion behind whatever that emotion is? And then you kind of layer it on.
Right.
Layer it on. Acting's so weird, man. Just like the concept itself abstractly, where you're just trying to make people believe something that's not real. We're lying.
Sometimes you're not trying to make people believe things, because some acting is more presentational. Like when you're talking about plays or musicals and stuff like that, you're not trying to make people believe in realism, but it becomes more of like a presentation, like you're becoming something that's larger than life. That's another style of acting. But yeah.
Correct. We should do that one too. Somebody did suggest acting styles, because that's very true. So like acting for film is usually more like subtle. It's more this, but on stage, they can't see your face all the way. So you have to project more. You have to really, that's why theater actors are usually more annoying than film actors, because they're used to having to be, they have to be so over the top.
You mean they're just more annoying as people?
Yeah, like just in general theater actors. Oh wait, I can always, like, when I meet an actor, I can always tell like what they do based on like how they act. So I'm like, oh, you're theater.
Me?
No, not you. I'm just saying a person. No, you're film. You're chill. You're kind of chill. You
I've done both though.
Background, but yeah, you got some film in you. I'm clearly theater because I'm obnoxious. So the more obnoxious, the more theater. What other tip can I give? I mean, it's a lot of tips, but mainly I think those are like the most important ones, is knowing your script. The more you know your script, the easier it is for you to put emotions on whatever you're saying.
I agree. When the words feel like they're your own, it's easier to emote.
To bring it out. What was the next one I said? Keep it simple. Like you don't have to prove you're acting. You know what I mean? It should be believable, and then pull from something traumatic. And then the yawn thing, which apparently I don't know how to yawn. I'll be working on that today to not look like a blow-up doll. I want to look like a human. One
thing that I think is always good is always think about why you're saying something. That's when I'm working on a script, like especially for something that's like a very specific style of character, I will always break it down as to why I'm saying something, what I'm trying to get. Because in the real world, you'll say just random stuff for no reason, but in a script, it's usually there for a reason. So if you can figure out why you're saying, it's hot outside, but do you want a script where people are just talking about the weather? No. So there's another reason that line is there. And if you can discover why those lines are being said, it'll help direct you on your emotional choice.
Agree. What's the motivation behind this character?
Motivation.
I want us to do some acting exercises.
We totally can do some acting
exercises. Can we?
Someday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. we should write a script that can be done over live stream.
Ooh, like a radio
live stream, but I didn't mean that.
That would be cool. We should do that because it was also suggested to do voice acting. So that would be a cool one to do. Like write a script that would work, and then we could show.
There was actually when I was when we talked about voice acting, like for a little bit as part of one of our other episodes when we were talking about auditions, and then we talked about the fact that there's like different ways to make different qualities to your voice, like high or low or young or old or forceful or raspy or an accent or talking nasally or talking in your throat or in your chest. Like there's a bunch of different ways. And you can mix and match things to make a bunch of different styles of voices. I think that would be a really fun episode to talk about the different things you can do in voice acting. And like I said, I haven't done a ton of voice acting myself. I have done some, and I've also directed some voice acting. But I've learned a lot about it. And I may be doing voice acting soon because I have an audition coming up. I can't say for what, but it's a special thing. And when
we
if
are
I get it, then I'll tell you. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That's why she's doing karate arms. She knows what's up.
Because that's fire. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I guess like the last kind of rule is to just practice. Like practice, look in the mirror, look how you look. If you have a full body mirror, if you don't, get you one. They're cheap at dirty Walmart. They're like $14. Get you a full body mirror. See how you move. See how you look when you say stuff. I'm a weirdo, so sometimes like I will purposely FaceTime people and like have a normal conversation. But during the conversation, I'm watching how I talk and how my face looks when I'm excited, when I'm sad, so I can replicate those emotions later.
Well, just to, let me reiterate, friendships with Roxy are not genuine. That's what she just said. So like I just call people and I act in front of them. Wow. Wow. Whoa.
So I only have 4 friends. It's a genuine conversation, but also it's like I can get some work done while we're talking. Like I'm not gonna waste my day.
Waste your day? Is that what you call hanging out with your friends? My goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we've reached the end of the show. If you have any questions specifically, please throw them in the chat, or you can reach out to us on social media. You can find us at Alt Arts Academy on all social media. We can also be found at artsacademypodcast.com. And we always have classes. If you join our Facebook group, Students of the New York Alt Arts Academy, you can get those free classes, which are taught once every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. We had to cancel this last one, but we're teaching it again in about another week and a half. The class is how to make a feature film with no money, no budget. Make a no budget feature film. A plan to actually make a no budget feature film. So we're gonna do that, and I think you're gonna like it. All right. Thank you for tuning in to the show. Roxy's trying to cry. She's just being weird. If you're watching this, thumbs up for Roxy trying to cry. Thumbs up for Roxy trying to make a yawn face. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you again. I'm going to hit the button, which ends the show.